Hello everybody, welcome to the very first OnBase agenda tutorial video where today I will show you how to create an agenda item for submission to City Council. So the first thing you will do is navigate to your agenda, your OnBase agenda logo. Yours will look a little different than mine as I am operating in our test environment, not in production, so you can go ahead and open that. Next thing you'll want to do is log in with the IT provided login that you would have received when you had this installed on your desktop. So for today's purposes, I am John Doe. Perfect. Okay, so when you open up OnBase Agenda, you will get this main sort of pane open up here. You can ignore what's down here, but in this workflow items pane, you will see any items that you are currently working on. If you have none, then this will all be blank. To create a new agenda item, you will navigate up to this top left-hand pane here and click New Agenda Item. You can leave the form type alone. It should always be legacy. Go to the drop-down under Meeting Type and select City Council. Click Agenda Item and Create. Now you'll see that a new window will open. There are a number of fields you will be responsible for filling out here. So your owner group, this is basically which department you're a part of. This will auto-populate. So typically you won't have to change this. Users only have their own department view here. So leave that alone. Target meeting, select whichever date you are hoping to come to City Council. Leave agenda item type as agenda item, meeting type as City Council. Those will auto-populate as well from when you filled out those fields earlier, so you can just leave those. Under subject, you'll want to create your submission title. Keep it as concise as you can. So let's call this Agenda OnBase Test Item. Now, under Submitted By, you'll want to put your name. Some names are auto-populated here in this drop-down menu, so if yours is already in the system, then it should start to populate as you start typing. Mr. John Doe is not, so I'm just going to manually type it. Okay, and then hit Save. All right. One other little thing to keep in mind, if your item is a presentation, you'll want to select this little presentation box. In the Presented By field here, you would either put yourself if you're the presenter, or you would put the third party that is presenting and fill this out to the best of your ability. So mine is not a presentation for this demonstration, but if it were, you would maybe put in, I don't know, BCD Contracting Limited. And hit Save. All right. So from here, you would go up to this top pane here. There's a number of different tasks that you can do here for adding supporting documents, which is what we will do next. You first want to go Add from Template, Agenda Item Report. So the report template will pop up here. This is a really important step. Some users just start editing in here right away. What you want to do first is hit this import key down here. And that will actually import your report template so that as you are editing and saving, the report won't disappear. If you do not import before you start editing, your report will go to a temporary folder, but it will be lost from the user end. So do make sure to press that import button before you start editing. Okay. So in correspondence with the Report Writer's Guide, which is now on CityWise, you would fill out this report. Now, this is not a tutorial on report writing per se, but do try to fill this out to the best of your ability. if there is a section that you will not be using or it's not applicable, you know, please indicate that. So say there's no financial implication for your item, please actually indicate that it's not applicable. So once you will have completed this report, you can save as many times as you need to, and you'll see that it'll keep a revision copy up in the corner here, and you can actually go back to your previous version if you wish. So once this is done, you can go ahead and exit out of it. Save just to be safe. And then, of course, you will probably have some other supporting documents like presentations or other PDFs, things like that, that you'll want to attach to your item. So you can do this one of two ways. The most simple way is to simply click and drag. So I'm just going to pull something from my desktop here and drag it over. Here, we'll pull over the Reconciliation Left Bridge Advisory Committee agenda packet, just for the purposes of this example. So I've gone into my folder, I've dragged it into this pane here. Before you hit this green arrow, click this little drop down and go Supporting Document, and then press Import. Okay, so this is a little bit more important for these supporting documents. You do want to fill out description, file name, and that is it. So, but please do make an effort to do so. So the description, you will note that on your report template, it asks you to list all your attachments like so. So say this is attachment 1, our agenda packet. Then you should also put that under file name. Okay, and then don't touch the rest of these fields. Hit import. Okay, and then you can repeat this step for your attachments 2, 3, 4, whatever else may be needed there. Okay. So then once you have your report in there and your supporting documents, I always do one last save. You can X out of there. So say that you are continuing to work on this item over a number of days before you actually send it up to your up the workflow. You can always find it in this workflow items pane here, double click on it, and it will come up the same way for you. Now, when you are at the point where you are ready to submit it and send it up the workflow, you would go up to this top pane here and go to Agenda Item Tasks, Submit for Review. And then just like that, it's out of your workflow, it's gone up to the next phase of the workflow, and you will not have access to it again. And that is something I do want to emphasize, is that once you do boot it up the workflow, you'll see it disappears out of your workflow. And if you need it back for some reason, we ask that you do communicate with the person that you've sent it to, and then work with us in Legislative Services as well. But beyond that, that is how you create an agenda item in OnBase. Pretty simple. And yeah, I think that is all. And of course, if there's any questions, feel free to contact us in Legislative Services. Thank you.